Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Ask the Expert on OpenLine. We are so happy to have you joining us this evening. We have Lori Dowling, the resident care director from Creekside at Three Rivers Assisted Living.
Absolutely.
Happy to have you here tonight. We've been chatting about a lot and a lot more to get to. I kind of, before we went to break, we were talking a little bit about what you all do at Creekside so much. Definitely tell you love your job.
Love it. Absolutely.
And if you're just kind of joining us, let's kind of reintroduce folks to Creekside, what you all do out there.
Creekside Assisted Living is a fully staffed assisted living facility. We have 3 meals, fine dining every day. We have a library, we have a bistro, we have a full activities lineup. We have great staff that assist with all of this. Our patient care associate staff, they're great. They interact with all of the staff as well as the family members. It's just, they all feel like family when they walk through the door, whether it's that we have live entertainment going on at the moment, or a Bible study, or they're hear them yipping and hollering about bingo, you know, or they've won in poker. It's just an amazing time when you walk in the front door. You always, it's great smelling. They're baking cookies or muffins, but we have an assisted living, and we also have memory care. We have a respite care as well as a day bridge program.
And kind of break down the difference between assisted living and memory care. Those are two very different types of care for your senior residents, why they're each important and how they really differ.
The assisted living is more for your independent senior adults. They may or may not even require assistance through the day. That is their home, that's their apartment. They can have their pet there, which is so great. I feel, you know, I'm a very I love pets, and these seniors, you know, they want to have that for the end of life. The memory care is just a secured lockdown for residents with Alzheimer's, dementia, memory issues, and we do have a 24-hour around-the-clock staff as well as a 24-hour around-the-clock nurse. We have a physician on staff as well as a nurse practitioner and a psychiatric nurse on staff, so we can facilitate the transition from someone living in the assisted living and needing maybe that memory care, living in that secured environment, you know, so that we don't, you know, let them, you know, just kind of fall to the wayside, if you will.
Exactly.
We want them to have a great life as well.
And you definitely provide that there. I can tell what you all specialize in is obviously important to you as well as the families, and that means so much to so many. And you know, I always like to also have you all give us kind of some, or not clues, but signs to look, that's the word I'm looking for, some signs to look for in our loved ones when we do kind of start noticing those little changes in them, maybe memory loss and dementia, early indications of that starting to progress. What are some things that folks maybe watching tonight could maybe look for that will help?
Just maybe forgetting to change clothes. I mean, forgetting, you know, people's names, forgetting what day of the week it is, because we keep a lot of that stuff posted for them, for their acknowledgement. You know, today is Thursday, you know, January 18th, 2018, here's your activities. But you'll notice if someone starts asking the same question often, just you notice that they've, you know, been very alert and oriented, but they're just not really alert and oriented anymore.
Yeah, sometimes the simplest of things are becoming a bigger issue than maybe they would have 5 years, 10 years ago.
Absolutely.
Definitely something to keep an eye on. And folks can always contact you all. I know in the past shows, you all have always been so encouraging, saying, you know, reach out to us. We're going to get the information to Creekside towards the end of our segment tonight if you do want to maybe give them a call, talk about some options and just how to move forward. And moving forward, we said we were going to talk about flu season tonight, and that is exactly what we're going to do. Unfortunately, it's here. I can't believe it.
It will be
I hear
here
coughing in the halls every day.
Sneezing. Yes.
Let's talk about that. Why is this an important issue that we wanted to discuss tonight?
Well, with seniors, everyone needs to be on the lookout for seniors as far as the flu. Flu is very detrimental to a senior as well as young children. The flu, we offer the flu vaccination. We have, like I said earlier, we have an on-staff nurse practitioner as well as an on-staff physician that we can contact and facilitate anything needed regarding their illnesses. But as far as we have done a big hand washing class, you know, how you need to blow your nose and throw that Kleenex away, you know, good hand washing is the key. And just keeping the residents up to date on what they need to do. Because a lot of times they forget, as far as if you know, are not feeling well. Of course, you're not on your game. You know, you may need to be reminded.
Definitely, at any age.
Right, absolutely. But I feel like that we have around the clock nursing staff and patient care assistants to where they are going to keep an eye on that. You know, they are going to let us know.
Can you give me some examples of how you all really combat this head on? Maybe some things you do that we wouldn't think about doing in our everyday life that you actually have to implement at Creekside?
Well, like I said, we do offer the flu vaccination. We also provide just, you know, all the time cueing to residents. You know, you need to not be coughing, you know, cover your mouth, wash your hands aggressively. You know, let someone know, you know, if and it's pretty much a telltale sign. If somebody's like always happy and they're all of a sudden, you know, they just
groggy.
Yeah, they just don't look like they feel well. Someone's going to notice that, because our staff is just so on target with our residents.
And let's talk about your incredible staff. That's something that you all are definitely known for, yourself included. What are some things that you have to make sure your staff is doing? It may be similar, you know, the same things, washing hands, that you all have to do at Creekside that maybe you wouldn't have to do elsewhere, but you really have to be cautious in this type of environment because you are caring for seniors.
Well, we provide ongoing education for our staff, always. Anything as far as different strains of the flu, you know, we have encouraged all staff to make sure they have the flu shot as well. Make sure that they realize that someone is not feeling well, to kind of keep an eye on them. Even when I leave for the day, I still want to make sure that the other shifts are aware. They need to please, you know, keep an eye on that. And they do. They're great about it. My phone lights up, you know, even with the small common cold, you know.
And that's
they're
wonderful.
like, oh goodness, so-and-so's getting, and I like that. I want to know that. Absolutely.
Extra mile, definitely.
Absolutely.
And that's so great to hear. You know, if you were kind of dealing with a parent or a loved one that has been battling some memory loss, or even battling with just the decision of entering into the world of assisted living, it's so comforting to know that there are places like Creekside. Even something as simple as the flu season is not a simple thing when it comes to senior living and care. And to hear some of the steps that you all take to go that extra mile is reassuring. And
absolutely.
That's what tonight's show is about. We're sharing about Creekside. We want you to know more about what they do there. And I want to go ahead and take another moment to just remind all of our viewers tonight, A, thank you for joining in, and B, we want to hear from you. Just go ahead and give us a call. The number's right there on your screen at all times. Call at any point tonight during our call-in show, and Lori will take your questions, or even if you have a story that you want to share, anything you're wondering about Creekside, or even if just you have a concern or a question about flu season right now with a loved one. Maybe sometimes I feel as though people are stubborn and they don't realize they do need to maybe seek some medical attention. Any advice on that? That's a question for me, actually.
Seek medical attention. If you do not stay hydrated, make sure, and that is huge in the elderly as well. Staying hydrated, making certain that your hydration needs are met. If you are on an antibiotic, finish that antibiotic. You know, the doctor did not prescribe it for 3 days. They prescribed it for 10 for a reason.
Good advice. Good advice.
The whole, and yes, take the full dose. And our nurses, they make certain that, you know, that is happening. Antibiotics are not for flu season, but just heed that if they are giving you a medication to take, you probably need it.
And let's talk a little bit about how it is different in seniors than it is compared to our other age groups out there. The threat of a common flu, it's just much more intense in, you know, a senior living facility too. If it spreads, we really have a situation on our hands. So can I talk about the importance of, you're dealing with something that's a little, you have to be more careful.
Absolutely. Well, because a lot of seniors, they don't want to feel like that they're burdening someone, you know, just because they feel like that may just be the common cold or common cough. They don't want to be sick. And that's fine. Everybody gets sick. We want to make sure that, you know, they are, you know, expressing their illness, expressing their needs, because we will ask and we will keep on them and find out, you know, we got to get to the bottom of it. We don't want an epidemic. We want to make certain that every resident is cared for, and we want to continue our education with them and explain, you know, that the elderly seniors are very, because of just their respiratory system, and they're very apt to getting very ill.
Yeah, I mean, the risk is greater.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately.
Yes,
but that's just a fact of the matter.
Right.
We're going to go ahead and take another quick break. We're going to talk about New Year's and some things that they do at Creekside to really excite the residents entering a brand new year. 2018's here, folks. Keep it right here. News Channel 5 Plus. We'll be right back.